Hey YouTube, part 2 of our summer update. It's been a while since we've done some videos, so I'm trying to kind of do a multi-part update here to let you know what all we got going on this summer here. So we'll go ahead and talk a little bit about the goats. I've mentioned in some of the previous videos we've been getting into show goats. We're now, aside from one goat, exclusively Saanen. Aside from 2 that we had previous to this, they're all now registered with the American Dairy Goat Association. And we actually went to our first show here a couple weekends ago and showed a couple of the younger does that we purchased. So that was a good experience for the kids to be able to do. And anyways, let's kind of get into talking a little bit about what all we got going on. First off, you can see our swale here that we built to manage the water runoff into the goat shelter. If you'd seen that video previously, the goats have kind of trampled all the hay down. We keep laying out some hay, and I've thrown out seeds a few times, but they've got it packed down so tight there that getting any growth on it at all has definitely been difficult. So hopefully we'll be able to get some before too long. But it's actually worked pretty well to keep the water out. Now we've had quite a few heavy rains and stuff. We've had a couple weeks of dry weather, but there after we did that, it was still raining pretty good every few days. We got some pallets in here in the shelter. You can see that we cut in half. They're longer pallets, about 10 feet long, and we cut them in half and put them on either side of the shelter there. So that, in combination with the swell there, has been able to keep the goats dry, and they've been really comfortable in there. We went ahead and got some corral panels and put them up and fixed their feeders over here. In order to be able to get the milkers out without having trouble with everybody, is put a little bit of food in here, feeding time, be able to get them out, pin them in, get the one we want. But in addition to that, we went ahead and cut these panels with holes in each one so the goats can stick their head through and get to the feeding trays, and this keeps them from bumping back and forth with each other and knocking each other out of the way. They've each got a place to be able to get in and eat, and it's gives the lesser aggressive ones the chance to be able to eat as well. Here in the corner is where we were going to put our milking station. Right now we've got it just in the shade of a tree, no cover or anything like that for rain, but at least there's a little bit of shade. But what we're going to do is I'm going to build something here this weekend, on the 4th of July weekend, spend some time out here and try to get a little shelter built with to be able to bring the milkers in and milk them one at a time, and to kind of have a segregated area. All right, so about our new guys, this here is Fili. He's our 10-week-old registered pure breed Saanen buck. So if you know anything about Saanens, or if you don't know anything about Saanens, there's generally 2 different types in our area. There's the pure breeds, which are the original Saanens that came over from Europe and are part of that bloodline. And then there's the American Saanens, which have been crossed with other breeds and everything throughout the years since Saanens were originally brought over. And but anyways, he is a pure breed. He is the only one we have, I believe. I'm not going to say that for sure, since the show goats is Mrs. Tactical Homesteader's area. But the idea is that he can breed with the Americans and produce show goats that are American Saanens, and then of course with a purebred Saanen doe that he'll produce the Saanens of that class. So this here is Myra, one of our new registered does. She actually freshened out, or if you're not familiar with that term, she actually had her kids just before she came to us, and so she's in milk, and we've been milking her every day and building up her capacity. And she went with us to the show, and she didn't place very good. There was a lot of quality Saanens at the last show we went to, with a lot of big breeders around the area that had some quality goats. But it was a good experience for the kids. But she actually did not fare as well. She did not place last, which was actually good. But anyways, so let's go ahead and move over here And we've got, and I cannot tell them apart because they look just alike, but we've got Elsa and Aline, which are also two of our new does. They're both yearlings, and we actually thought that Aline, which I think is the one on the right, Aline is the one on the right, we actually thought she was actually pregnant when we got her, but it was a false pregnancy. This is Mrs. Tactical Homesteader's thing, so I don't know a whole lot about that, but apparently they can have false pregnancies. And so anyway, she's in milk just a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and milk her just a little bit, dry her up, and then breed her in the fall. So, all right, this here is Winchester. He's our buck that he won the Little Rock show back here just a couple months ago, where we picked him up. So we know he's got some good blood in his line, and so he's going to be breeding those two does here this fall. Real quick, while I'm in here, you can see that we've added some new pallet shelters in each of the paddocks. These are a little bit smaller than the big one we built back there in the back, but the idea was to put a couple of them in each area. And then also you can see down in the inside there, we've got pallets that allow the goats to get in there and lay without having to lay on the wet ground whenever it's raining, and all that gets muddy and yucky underneath there and everything. So we've got a handful built in this area, and then you can see we've got another one in that paddock, and then another one in that paddock, and then we've got this fence all the way down to that paddock. We're going to go ahead and run the fence down the rest of the way here, and this little thin area here is just going to be another paddock if we need it, let them in there, but mainly to be able to drive the tractor up this way if we need to. Alright guys, just wanted to get you guys a little bit closer look at the pallet shelter here that we made. And basically what we did is, out of all the pallets that we were able to acquire, we identified the ones that were the same size and put those together. So these here are a different size than the ones over there, are a different size than the ones over there. And it just makes putting them together just a lot easier. But it's just basically 3 pallets if you want to do a single one, or you can double up and do a double shelter by continuing it on off that middle pallet. And then on top we just got some spare scrap plywood, and then a piece of scrap tin screwed on up there. And all we have is just screws, just some good 2-3 inch deck screws going through, hooking the pallet sideboards to each other. Alright guys, battery died on the other camera there, so we're going to finish this in selfie mode. That takes care of talking about the goats and everything, and appreciate you guys watching, and we'll try to get more content on here as we continue through the summer. Talk to you guys later.